Hello and welcome to highlights of Stage 3 of Vuelta A Burgos Feminas from Valle de Valdepezzana Soncillo to the summit finish at Picón Blanco. Riders in great spirits at the start. Lotte Kopecky losing time on Stage 2. She'll be gunning for the stage today. Former winner Juliette Labousse of FDJ Suez. She would go in as a protective rider. UAE's Eleanor Backstead cheerleading as always. They rolled out of Soncillo with 95 kilometers ahead of them. 2,046 meters of climbing. And with it came two Category 3 climbs early on in the day at 73 kilometers to go. Intermediate sprint at 38 to go at Medina de Pomar. The climb of Alto de Bocos, the summit of that coming with 20 kilometers to go, and then up the savage slopes of Picón Blanco. 7.8 kilometers, averaging just over 9%, but maxing out at 18 to 19%. The flag was dropped. Early breakaways gave way to a group containing Anastasia Koloslava, Paula Blasi, Anna Rivers, Sylvia Zanardi, Alison Jackson, Catalina Soto-Campos, and Alicia Gonzalez. They had 1 minute and 41 seconds with 25 kilometers to go. The gap was reducing to the breakaway group. The climb of the Alto de Bocos ahead of them. It was a tough climb, and the draw of the run towards the final climb of the day, a lot for the peloton behind. It was a 2.8 kilometer climb, averaging 6.4%. Movistar's Flortia Mackay was driving the peloton behind. Lorena Vibis on the wheel, along with Lidl Trek's Clara Caponi and Elisa Balsamo. As they hit the slopes of the climb, one by one the riders were dropped. Nastia Koloslava taking maximum points in the Queen of the Mountains ahead of Blasi, Jackson and Soto Campos. Behind, Elisa Longa Borghini was not far away from the front of the bunch. They started the descent. 50 seconds was the time gap. They were heading towards Espinosa de los Monteros, the small town at the foot of the Picón Blanco. And as always, the battle ensued to be the last rider standing from the breakaway. Clara Caponi coming through. But as they hit the town, it was Paula Patino of Movistar, teammate of Marlen Reusser, who had gone into the day second on the general classification behind Mia Bionda Ottostat of Uno X. She was in the purple jersey as race leader. Patino, though, was shredding the group down, and it really would come down to a who's who of talent for the general classification here in Vuelta Burgos. The Uno X rider, the champion of Norway, was doing a valiant display to defend her jersey. Elise Chabet was setting the tempo on the front for Juliette Labousse, but it did prove to be just a little bit too much for the French champion. With 4.4 kilometers to go, Marlen Reusser made her move, and unfortunately that would spell the end of the day in the group for the race leader. Only Yara Castelline and Elise Chabet were able to stay with the Swiss rider from Movistar when she accelerated. The Picón Blanco climb, absolutely savage. 7.8 kilometers in length, the maximum slopes of 18%. It's a really inconsistent climb, tough to find your rhythm on. Lotte Kopecky, unfortunately, getting dropped from the group. We'd just be trying to limit her losses in the general classification. Elisa Longa Borghini had been on the front of the group behind. Reusser drove for home just inside 2 kilometers to go. She managed to distance Yara Castelline. They had started today 2nd and 10th on the general classification. And with an individual time trial to come on the final day tomorrow, Marlen Reusser was riding herself into the race leader's jersey, and with it a potential victory in Vuelta Burgos. It was through the final turns towards the finish, but the day belonged to Switzerland and Team Movistar. A win for Marlen Reusser for the Spanish team. A great climb from Yara Castelline of the Fenix de Koenig team. She finished second, and with that she moved up to second on the general classification. Elisa Longa Borghini comes home for 3rd place. That puts her in 3rd in the general classification with tomorrow's individual time trial to come. Amanda Spratt and Petra Stiasny, the next two riders, cross the line just ahead of Elise Chabet. Lotte Kopecky, another brave ride from the world champion, finished the day just over 2 minutes and 20 seconds down on the stage winner. Marlon Reusser came into Movistar this season to lead the team. She had shown what form she is in the recent Vuelta and delivers on Picón Blanco. Marlon Reusser takes the stage ahead of Yara Castellan, Lisa Longo-Borghini, Spratt, Stiasny, Chabet, Cavallard, Thomas, Molcati and Labousse, your top 10. Marlon Reusser stands on the top step of the podium. A great stage win. Our general classification now looks like this. Marlon Reusser leads Yara Castellan by 1 minute and 10 seconds. Elisa Longo-Borghini at 1:43. Spratt, Chabet, Cavallard, Malcotti, Labousse, Ottostat, Benito, and in our top 10. Marlon Reusser will defend the purple jersey of race leader tomorrow, and it is a 9.41 kilometer individual time trial. It's a fairly flat affair, it should be. Well, within the skill set of Marlon Reusser, who is one of the fastest time trialists in the world, but look out for Lisa Longo-Borghini, Brody Chapman, or perhaps Zoe Backstead for a time trial stage win on the final day. Join us for more action at stage 4 of Vuelta a Burgos tomorrow.